You can't tell me shit.
Wow,
like, I'm outside and my ass got put right back inside.
This should be like a birth control ad.
The worst case of disbelief. So I walked out of that urgent care with 13 pregnancy tests. We signed to do Teen Mom within like weeks. And I knew when I had hooked up with Ryder's dad, and I knew the last time I saw the guy that I was seeing, she was like, well, it was 2 weeks apart. So it's a 50-50 chance.
Oh my. I told y'all to grab your popcorn.
Hey guys, welcome back to another What My Sis Said episode.
Welcome back, you guys.
So today we have a special guest.
Yes, we have our friend Cheyenne Davis. She's currently on Teen Mom. She's been in a ton of reality shows on MTV in the past. But me and her were just on a panel together. Our friend Kelly Sweet, we did a like mommy event, like a panel. And she was sharing a little bit about her life. And I'm like, girl, like, we need to hear all this tea. Like, literally after that panel, I turned to her and I'm like, do you want to be on the podcast? And she's like, yeah, girl, I'm totally down. So we have her on today and I'm so excited.
Naz was literally like, Yas, you think you have a lore?
I was like, yo, her lore, like, we got to hear. I need to hear more about it. I told her, I need to hear more about it.
She didn't tell me anything, so I'm excited to learn a little bit more today as well.
And yes, I just wanted to mention, I was just at a birthday party the other day and like 3 separate girls came up to me saying that they love our podcast. And guys,
that
like,
makes me so happy.
And it wasn't like them coming up to me like, I love you. Like, it was like, I love your podcast with your sister.
I love that.
Like, specifically the podcast.
love you guys.
And it made me so happy. One was like, I was listening to it like earlier today getting ready. And I was like, oh, how sweet. So I just wanted to say that real quick. Because it's like,
thank you guys.
It's always so different to see like what you get recognized from. Because like sometimes I told you like I get recognized from like Snapchat. And I'm like, really? Like, that's crazy. But yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, before we get into today's episode, we want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor,
SeatGeek.
With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 ticketing app.
There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek,
like festivals, concerts, comedy shows, sports games, and more.
There are so many artists going on tour this summer, and guys, we are going to be outside this summer.
Everybody's in the mood to go outside. I swear, I've never seen, even my introverts are going outside.
You're looking at one.
So make sure y'all get a little discount while you're going outside, save some coin. You guys know SeatGeek always hooks it up for our audience. You guys can get 10% off using our code WhatMySisSaid2025.
So here's a look at the SeatGeek app. It is so easy to use.
I love that it rates the tickets on a scale of 1 through 10. So green means good, red means bad. So you get a nice little visual.
And every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee.
So again, you guys, click the link down below and download SeatGeek and use our code WhatMySisSaid2025. This code never expires.
I love seeing your guys' comments. We always get comments like, I went to this concert and that concert using your code.
So even if you guys don't have any plans to go to any concerts or shows right now, make sure you guys still download the app and just have that code ready for you on there. So again, it never expires. So you don't want to forget the code. So make sure you guys just do that. It's a huge support to our page.
And who knows, maybe we'll see you outside.
Yeah. So again, link is down below. And let's get on to the rest of this episode. Today we have Cheyenne Davis on.
Yes. Hi. I'm so excited.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on. I'm so excited.
Me too.
We actually just ran into each other the other day. I didn't know that you knew Kelly Sweet.
Yeah, I met her through Snapchat.
Really?
Well, really through Brooke.
So yeah, we actually had Kelly as a guest before on the podcast, and on there she was talking about how she wants to do these mommy events, and she actually had her first one this past weekend, and Cheyenne and I both spoke on the panel.
Yes.
So, and guys, let me tell you, Cheyenne's lore, like when you were telling your stories, I was just like, oh my, like let me get my tea, let me get my popcorn. Like I feel you got stories for days.
It's so bad. Like it's so bad. My mom after was like, you just don't have a filter. I'm like,
no, I wouldn't say you don't have a filter, but I just felt like I'm an open book as well. Yeah. But I just like, I was just like, you would never like guess.
Yeah,
like these things. And you would just say it so casually. She was just like, yeah. And then I'm like,
I want to hear that.
Oh my God.
I want to hear that.
Will you come on the podcast?
No,
I'm like, damn, what did I say?
No, literally, we finished up. I turned around and I was like, would you be interested on coming on What My Sis? Because I need to hear more about all that's going on.
It's fun.
Yes. So if you guys aren't familiar with Cheyenne, she's on Teen Mom currently, but you've done a lot of reality TV.
So I started on Are You the One, which was like a dating show. It was like Find Your Perfect Match. It was lighthearted, very fun, very young and dumb. My dad said it was young, dumb, and full of cum. I was like,
oh my God.
And then from there, I did a show called The Challenge, which is like reality star people who go and do like crazy stuff. So we're like jumping out of planes, and I've been like buried alive, and I ate like nasty
Oh my God.
crap and whatever. And then I actually met my daughter's dad on that show. We were just friends. We never dated or anything, but when we filmed the reunion for our show, we ended up having way too many drinks, and we had a baby. Yay, no. And then from there, MTV it was actually a secret for a long time because, which is another backstory, I was actually dating someone else at the time. Yeah. And when I found out I was pregnant, which was like, I found out I was pregnant probably around, I was right at that mark of like, you can't get an abortion, but like you kind of can, but it's like, so like 12 weeks-ish around there.
You didn't know till 12 weeks?
Girl, I was outside.
Wait, no, that was me. Wait, I'm judging when that was me too, literally.
I was outside,
Oh my
outside.
gosh.
When I look back, I'm like, what were you thinking? Like,
I know.
I would be in the club and I would have a drink and I would throw up immediately, and I would be in the mirror like pep talking myself like, you're stronger than this. Like, you have a better tolerance than this. You're a drinker. Like, and I just didn't even think in my head that there was a chance that I would be pregnant.
Wow.
So when I hooked up with Ryder's dad, I was seeing somebody else, and when I found out, so I never even thought about him. So when I found out that I was pregnant, I was actually going to film a contract to do another season of the challenge that next day. And then MTV asked me to do another show. It was like a spinoff for Are You the One? So I was like, in my head, I'm like a boss. Like, I'm like that bitch. I'm like, I just did 2 shows. I'm signing to go to 2 more shows. And you have to do like physical evaluations before you go. So me just being paranoid, I wanted to see a doctor before I went to the show doctor, because once you go there, all your business is like with them. So I was like, I'm just gonna go to urgent care, because I kind of felt like I had a UTI, but I couldn't figure it out because I kept having to pee so much. So I go to the doctor and I do all this stuff, and then he comes in and he's like, no, you don't have a UTI. I'm like, bet. I'm putting my pants on. I have plans to go to the club that night. And I literally have my hand like on the doorknob, and he's like, but how are your prenatals going? And I was like, a what? And he's like, your prenatals.
Oh my God.
I said, what are those? And he's like, you're pregnant. I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, no, you're pregnant. You've been pregnant. You're like really pregnant. I was like, no, I'm not. Like, you have a mistake. I had like the worst case of disbelief. So I walked out of that urgent care with 13 pregnancy tests in a Ziploc. They gave it to me in a Ziploc because I refused to leave. They just kept testing and testing, trying to prove it to me.
Oh my God.
And my stepdad was actually in surgery that day. So I called my sister, and we're really close. And I was like, girl, they're telling me I'm pregnant. Like, I don't understand. She's like, well, then you're pregnant. It's like, that's what the doctor's saying. I'm like, but there's no way. I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm like, no, there's a way. And we ended up going to the hospital that my mom was at with her husband while he's in surgery. I make my mom leave his surgery, come downstairs, because I'm now having the real emergency. And we sat outside the hospital for like 4 hours. And I'm just sitting there with my Ziploc bag of pregnancy tests, and my sister and my mom, and we're like on a bus stop, like right by the hospital. And I'm just like, I don't understand. My mom is like, well, Chey, like, you did the act. Like, this is what happens and stuff. And I was stuck on this show. It was called I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant. And, like, the people have, like, babies on, like, the toilet. Or, like, in the car or something.
Yeah.
So, in my head, I'm going into labor. Like, now I've been pregnant forever, and I'm having a baby that day. So we sat there for hours trying to figure out how to get me like an ultrasound to figure out how far along I was. We're outside a hospital. Wow. My sister was like, walk inside the hospital. Like, why are we being so dumb? And then I found out I was like 12 weeks, and I was just like, what? So when I went to my OB, she was like, I basically had a calendar, and I knew when I had hooked up with Ryder's dad, and I knew the last time I'd saw the guy that I was seeing. And I put like 2 stickers on her calendar, and she was like, well, it was 2 weeks apart, so it's a 50-50 chance.
Oh my, I told y'all to grab your popcorn, okay?
It was
Wow.
a 50-50
What a
chance.
story.
Yeah, and I come from like a really Christian, traditional family.
Oh my God.
I've done everything correct. I was always an honor student. I was always on the dean's list. Like I've never did anything. I never got in trouble. Like my sister, whole nother story. Wild card. Like
That's always how siblings are.
we're like complete opposites. So when it was me and I was going through all this, everyone was like, not her. Like I always thought it'd be the other sister.
Oh
And I'm like sitting there like, what? Like what is this life? Like, but I was just doing too much. I was doing too much and I was moving too fast, and
wow.
it was crazy.
That's insane.
It was a crazy time.
I have so many questions. Like, where do we even start? wait, before we get into all that, what did you study in college? I'm
Public
curious.
relations.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How did you get started in TV shows, like reality TV? Like, how did that even come about?
I was obsessed with The Walking Dead,
Uh-huh.
and I was working at my parents' office. They have an office downtown, and I was so bored. And I was like, fuck it, I'm about to apply to be a zombie on The Walking Dead.
Like an extra?
Yeah, like an extra, like bucket list. Like I want to be a zombie on the show.
Yeah.
So I filled out this whole casting sheet to be a zombie, and then they sent me an email back and was like, hey, like in order to be a zombie, you have to take like a 16 to 18-hour class. And I'm like,
To be a zombie.
Wow.
what the fuck? Like I'm a good ass zombie without this class. But I was devastated. So my mom ended up throwing me like a zombie party, and that like
Aw, that's
fulfilled
cute.
my zombiness. But after I sent in that casting, they emailed me again and was like, we don't think you would be a good zombie, but we think you'd be great for this new MTV show.
Oh,
And I was like,
nice.
well, I don't want to do a dating show, because in my head, I am a good dater. Like I didn't need
Yeah.
help. And my dad was like, you're not doing anything else. Like you can't get a job. And I'm tired of you working in my office. So just fill it out and like see what happens. So I
Yeah.
filled it out, and then I filled it out as a joke, honestly. Like if I go back and read it, it's not my personality at all, but it was just like funny. I was bored. They called me back that day, and it was the
Really?
last day of casting, and they'd been casting for like 8 months. And they were like, we can expedite your stuff. So I never did like a home tape. I never did like all these things that everyone else had to do. And they got me in the office, and then I signed a contract within like 2 days.
And this was when you were 22?
Yep.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it was all because of me wanting to be a zombie.
That's
That's
crazy. I thought you were going to be
No.
like, there was like an open casting at my
Yeah.
college or
No.
something.
Yeah.
No, that's insane. Like it was meant to be then.
And it just kept going. Like it kept turning into something else. Like when I did Are You the One, I thought that would be like a one and done thing.
Yeah.
But on Are You the One, they had like little challenges, like run here, grab this, whatever. And the girls would go so hard, like to win. And I'm like, what are you getting out of this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're not winning like really anything. And they're
Yeah.
like, so this one girl was like, oh no, there's this other show called The Challenge where like you really can win money, but you have to be like athletic and strong and crazy. And I was just like, oh, that's not for me. Like I would never go on that show. They would never cast me for something like that. So I would always be the one like watching and laughing at all these girls going so like crazy to win. And I'm like, you guys look fucking stupid. As I'm the one who's really sitting there like, I'm not messing up my hair today for this.
Yeah.
And then when I got casted for The Challenge, they were all like, but you didn't try. Like you didn't want this. Like you're not obsessed with like MTV or the shows the way that we are. So a lot of people thought it was unfair. So I was like, sure, I'll do it. And then I did that. And then I got pregnant, and then they asked me to do Teen Mom. And
Wow.
that was a whole nother circus of like people telling me I shouldn't do it because I wasn't a teen mom.
Yeah.
So everything's kind of just fell into place weirdly.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Like it was meant to be for all three of those
Yeah.
shows, and you weren't even like, I wanted to.
Yeah, that's the
nothing was
crazy part.
planned.
It wasn't like
Literally.
she's like, I need to be on a reality show. Like I
No.
want it, you know? It
That's
just
crazy.
You're like, I didn't even want to run and they put me on the
Yeah,
challenge.
I was like, I'm not good at any of this stuff, but sure, I'll go. I'm like, I guess they need a loser.
no, don't say
I
that.
was like, I'll be that person, but
Aw.
it was not the plan. Like, I was never this person who watched reality TV and was like, oh, I want to go on a show. Like, when I went to college, I originally signed up for broadcast journalism. I was like, oh, I want to be a news anchor. But then when I really started studying, I was like, I don't want to be in front of the camera. I wanted to be behind and like write whatever they were reading or like help when they have like a problem or something. So I changed my whole major because I didn't want to be in front of a camera.
Oh wow.
Wow. So you
And
were
then your life is now on the camera.
yeah, like you weren't on social media before this?
I feel like I started social media back before it was like you're an influencer, content creator, or anything. But I realized that when I was in college, there was like local brands that would give like the cute girls or like girls that would come and model for them free stuff.
Yeah.
I liked free stuff. So I started.
real.
Right. I'm like, I didn't know what I was doing. I just was like, shit, okay, so if I take a cute picture with these sneakers, you might offer me another pair of sneakers for free.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I did it for that, but I never thought that what I was doing was like growing my social media platform
Yeah.
and that it would turn into like, oh, that's really a brand deal.
Uh-huh.
Because back then it wasn't
Yeah.
called
Yeah.
anything. It was like
Yeah.
a trade, I guess, or not
Yeah.
even a trade. Like I was just happy to get shoes for free. So
Yeah.
my first like brand deals were with this company called Shoe City,
Uh-huh.
and I would go there. And this was back in like Virginia when I was in college. So this is forever ago because I was in college in 2010. I went to college when I was 17.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you graduate early or?
What year did you graduate high school? Because I think we're around the same.
So 2009, 2010.
I was 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
so I
I
think we're around the same.
Yeah.
She went to Ohio State, so it was
Yeah.
like
Oh,
not too far
nice.
from Virginia.
Yeah.
Did you grow
Yeah.
up in Virginia?
Hell no.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
LA. Are you from California?
Yeah. I grew
Oh,
up out
really?
here.
Oh.
I'm from Altadena.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
how'd you end up in
Virginia.
Virginia?
It was the furthest school that accepted me.
No, it's always crazy to me when I hear my friends that grew up in California going
They
to
want,
school.
yes.
Like in Michigan, Ohio, Virginia. I'm like,
You
girl,
want
we're trying
something
to get
different.
here.
And they love it too.
Did you
They
like
end up
it?
loving it.
I did. I liked the seasons. Like I
Yeah.
liked that seasons actually changed.
Yeah.
We're out here, like, well, now you know, like it's always one season.
Yeah.
Like during Christmas, it's still sunny outside. Like
Yeah.
there's no like white Christmas or anything.
Yeah.
So I think living in Virginia, I actually got to experience like fall and like snow and all these different things. And the lifestyle was different. The pace was a lot different. The people were definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
It was good for 4 years.
Yeah.
I could never live there though. Like I'm always gonna be a California girl.
Yeah. Did you enjoy college or was it just like whatever?
I had fun. I had a lot of fun.
Did you do sports or anything?
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's just again, it's so crazy to me to hear
Yeah.
that people being like Virginia and like, did all of your friends think like, oh my god, you're like from LA, like you're so exotic? Like,
I think going out there, it was like, oh, you're such like a typical LA girl. Like,
oh yeah,
like you're light skinned and you have colored eyes. And I rode a skateboard back then, so I would ride a skateboard to like my classes. They thought like
so
I was.
Tumblr, I love it.
Oh
They're
my
like,
gosh.
what? Like it just was, and then I was the only girl who like knew how to like roll a blunt.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So they were like, "Can you come roll our weed?" I'm like, "All right." I was such like a hippie to them.
Yeah.
Where the girls that were from back east, they looked at me like I was an alien. So
Yeah, no, I
all
feel
of my
that.
friends ended up being like from California as well, and then they hated us because we were just like the Cali girls. But
No.
I feel like California girls we're just like relaxed, and my parents are hippies,
Okay.
so it just kind
Did
of.
you grow up in LA or like
I
a
grew up
city?
in Altadena.
It's like by Pasadena.
It's like by
right?
Pasadena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so
That's
like,
such a nice. Oh my gosh, the
Yeah.
houses there, I love it.
No, I love it.
It's
out
so
there.
cute.
Yeah, but my parents are from LA, and their parents are from LA.
Oh,
which
so
is
you're
like
like-
rare.
Wow,
We're
so
like
you guys, the
real
roots
LA
run deep
families.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my parents
how many siblings
had.
do you have? If you don't mind me
So I have one older sister,
Uh-huh.
and then I have a bunch of step siblings because my parents separated.
asking? Okay.
So, but my parents at their wedding had 700 people.
Oh,
Like we're big LA families.
oh my god, that's so nice.
Yeah.
I would love that. Like our brother, So like she lives in Miami. Our brother lives in Ohio. We're from Ohio originally. So I always think that like I wish we were like all together.
all together
And we don't have any
sometimes.
family in America. Like we don't have like uncles and
Extended,
aunts
Yeah.
and extended at all. So hopefully one day we can
Yeah,
all
we can create our own.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't, like, it's like with Ryder's dad, he's from Michigan, you know, so when he comes, when it's like Ryder's birthday parties and stuff, it's all of my family and there's a lot of us. But I
Yeah.
can see the difference on like how it would be growing up, you know, being here with your village or
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
for
making it work
sure.
with like your friends become your village or your coworkers, you know, so it does make a difference. But I think that's why I could probably never move.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So would you ever like, do you have any desires to ever like live in like Miami or New York, or like when you were single, were you like, I'm gonna get out of LA, or
Yeah.
like take me back to LA? Virginia was enough.
Virginia was enough. Like
Yeah.
I went through so much out there and like culture shock and then
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it was like a different type of racism back there.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I have to come back here. And then my husband, he's from LA. So both of his parents are from LA. So our roots are here. So it would feel weird like taking our kids out of where everybody's at. And plus,
Yeah.
we need help.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you move
I'm-
from your village?
Right.
Need a
Like,
village for sure.
I need so much help. Like
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to ask for help, and I'm
Same.
constantly needing help. So
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
leaving unless they're all gonna come with us.
No, literally, that was me and Cheyenne on the panel. We're like, people are like, how do you guys do it all? I'm like, cause we have help. Like, there's no other way. Like, there's no other way.
Yeah, when you were saying I'm not the one to be like I can do it all on my own.
Yeah, I was like, not me.
I'm like sitting there like, girl, I have so much help, and I would not be the person I
Literally.
am today if I
Literally.
did not have it.
Yeah.
I know. It's
Mostly family.
Yeah.
That helps.
yeah, that's amazing.
How is it like being on Teen Mom? Like how does that flow?
What's your favorite out of the 3 shows you've been on?
Yeah.
I would probably say Teen Mom. I would say Teen Mom is the easiest to shoot. So
Yeah.
the challenge, I was gone for like a couple months, and you don't have like your phone, you don't have like a TV or a computer. You're in a house that is like the windows are like blocked off.
Oh my
There's
God.
nothing there. You know what I mean? So you go a
okay.
little like stir crazy, and then you can only call home every Sunday for like 5 minutes.
Oh my God.
So
You have a
you're-
time limit too?
Yes.
I don't think I could do that.
It's
so the show is airing and you guys don't know?
no, we shoot and then
then they air?
it airs
Okay.
like months later.
Oh my
but you're
gosh.
like stuck in like this fake world basically for months because all you have are your castmates and you don't have books, you don't have like pencils and papers. Like they mark off everything that has words on it. So I feel like your brain is just like turning
Oh
into
my
like
gosh.
It's
mush.
like a psych ward.
It really is the challenge. They weren't.
But that's how they shoot a lot of house shows.
Yeah.
So that it almost makes you get close to the people in the house so much quicker because you have nothing else to do but to sit and talk. So like when I watch shows like Love is Blind and people are like, how did they fall in love so quick? I can understand it because
Yeah.
it's the same situation. There's no phone, there's no distraction, there's no TV, there's no radio. All you have is time to sit and talk. So a day in there feels like a month. Like it feels like a
Yeah.
year when you're like, there's nothing else
That
to
makes
do.
so much
Yeah.
sense. Do you think you were portrayed the way that you wanted to be portrayed on the shows, or do you think they did their own little?
Like when they edit.
Because
and
I
all that.
always hear that about reality shows. Like, be careful with them.
Or like they'll paint you as the villain.
Yeah.
Or just take like certain clips and make you look a certain way, you know?
Yes.
You,
Yes to all of that.
Yeah?
I'm like, yes. I would say for Teen Mom, it is a bit harder for them to edit things the way that they would want to fit and edit. So I've learned over the years like tricks. So I change my hair every 2 weeks.
Ah, yeah.
So that let's say because one season I kept my hair the same, right? And then I realized, okay, when I keep my hair the same, they can take this conversation and place it anywhere they want.
Yeah.
And they can take this small clip and put it here because I look the same.
Yeah.
But when I change my hair, they can't do
That's
that.
so smart.
That continuity.
Yeah.
That's why I keep my nails the same for
Yeah.
the most part. Like for YouTube and
Oh,
stuff. If I
yeah.
have to like,
That's so
ooh, I gotta
true.
go refilm this or an edit here, or the
Right.
brand is like, can you post it next month, not this month?
Yeah.
Like, thank God, because people can clock your hair, your
They-
nails, all of that.
exactly.
That's
So,
probably
the
why
editing.
for those reality shows they have you so enclosed and not doing anything because they don't want you to play
Yeah.
around like that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I think like with that show, I've learned, okay, change how you look, honestly. And then it's like harder for them to edit some stuff. But I do feel like a lot of people who do reality TV blame editing. But at the same time, you gave them something to fill that character. So if they're saying you're the villain, in some way you portrayed yourself as a villain. They can't just take the nicest person and all of a sudden turn them into a villain, So I think like a lot of people use editing as like a clutch or a defense once it comes out and they don't like how their edit was. But for the most part, it's like that might just be you. Like, that might have just
time to be self-aware, babe.
How you were. Yeah, like watch it and instead of blaming the editor, take in what your actions were, and then if you don't like how you're portrayed, fix it.
Yeah. After you did the first show, do you feel like were you more in the mindset of I want to do more, or was it like, okay, this is not for me?
I think I was so young and just like, oh wow, that was an easy check.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I got to, when I did Are You the One, we lived in Hawaii in a nice ass house. I was like, I just got paid to basically go on vacation. Like, why wouldn't I do it again?
Yeah.
And then with the challenge, that was way different. That was actually like really fucking hard. And after that, I was like, I would be crazy to go on another one, but I was still signing to go on another one.
with
like,
Teen Mom.
Yeah.
How was that going on Teen Mom at 23? What was there like was there
Backlash or anything like that?
yeah, there was. By the time I started Teen Mom, I was 24.
Oh, okay.
And Ryder was 6 months. We had just released that Corey was Ryder's dad. So for about like a year and a half, people had all these speculations over like who my child's father was.
Oh, you didn't share it on the show?
No, we didn't share it at all. Well, I didn't share it at all. After I found out I was pregnant, I did tell her dad, and I told the guy that I was dating, I'm pregnant. It's a 2-week difference. It could be you or you. Wow. And the guy that I was seeing, he was like, look, I can't have a child. So like, I'm going to bow out. And my dad had a conversation with him, and he was like, I'll sign papers to like relinquish my rights. Cause my dad was like, we don't want child support. Like, we don't want any help. Like, we got it. We just want you to sign the papers. So it'll be easier for me to like do certain things.
Yeah.
And that was that conversation. And then I told Corey also, hey, I'm pregnant. He sent me like, congratulations. I was like, no, I don't think you get it. Like,
Oh my gosh.
but we were both like, there's no way. Like, there's just no way it could be you. Because when we hooked up, it was like 2.5 seconds. Like
one night?
It was not a night. It was like a second.
One moment.
It was a moment.
This should be like a birth control ad.
It was a moment. Yes, I was on birth control.
Can change your life.
Yes.
You were on birth control?
Yes.
Oh my
I'm
God.
telling you.
That's why she really thought she wasn't.
Yes, and because it was a moment. When I say moment,
this is terrifying. This is the scary
I'm
movie.
talking moment, all right? It's like when you see the movies where it's like you hook up with your friend and then it's like you still have clothes on. You're like, wait, stop. No, we're friends. That is the type of moment that it was.
God.
So that's really why he was like, oh, congratulations. Like, there was nothing in us that thought like it could have been you. So, but I do think that he always had some idea that it was him because he had left to go shoot another challenge and his cousin would call me and would say like, hey, I heard you're pregnant. And like, he just asked like, you're doing okay and stuff. And I was always thinking like, if you didn't think that it was you, why would you have your family members checking?
Yeah.
And I did Ryder's pregnancy without knowing. But the other part of that is that my husband now, we met when I was 16, and we dated like on and off all the time, like right before I went to college, and then when I would come home from college, and then go to college, and then come home from college and stuff. So he was having a party at my mom's house, and my mom was like, come over, like, Zach's here having a party. I was like, Mom, no, I'm pregnant. I don't know who the dad is. I look dumb. Like, why do you want me to come and look dumb? I feel like I had a big sign on my head that said, like, idiot. Like, I was like, I'm not coming there. And then she's like, Chey, just come. I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I go over there, and he looks at me, and he's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. And he's like, okay, I'm going to come to your house after. So he came to my house after. I explained to him the whole story. He's looking at me like, girl, what is happening to your life? God. And he actually said, I'll be right back. He went to his apartment, canceled his lease, moved into my house that night, and was like, I'll raise the baby with you. So he went through my whole pregnancy with me.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just crazy. The whole thing was crazy. So he went through my pregnancy with me with our oldest, with Ryder. And then I had Ryder. We found out that Ryder has a rare disease. And when she was 6 months, she was really sick. She was like in and out of the hospital. And the doctor looked at me and was like, look, I don't care who the dad is, but he needs to get here. And we need his blood. And I was like, fuck. And I just was like sinking into the chair. And I'm like, oh my God. So I had to make 2 calls. I had to call option A and option B. And
So you didn't do the paternity test? You didn't do one?
not until Ryder was 6 months when we had to do one. But if it wasn't for having the condition that she has, I probably would have never known. Because
You weren't curious at all?
By the way, Ryder
No.
looks just like her mom. You know how my kids look just like their dad, like spitting image
Ryder
of
is
you.
my spitting
Literally
twin.
clone. So it's not even like, oh, well, she looks like this father.
No,
Like, she looks like
there was
you.
no way of telling.
Wow.
There was like, oh, trust me, I would be like,
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Putting up pictures next to it.
Yeah, I'm like, this doesn't work. Like I couldn't tell. But I was never curious. I think because Zach filled like the hole and he did it so well that I wasn't missing anybody.
Yeah.
And
It's
like,
amazing.
to be honest, back then I was like, the options weren't that good. Like, I was like, no offense, because her dad is great, but in my head at that time, I'm like, like,
Oh my God.
we're good. Like,
Pros and cons list.
right? I'm like, we're okay. But I mean, looking back, it's like I'm happy the way it happened. Did because her dad is a great dad.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was like, I'm all right.
No, literally.
gosh.
But that's the thing too. I didn't know I was pregnant till I was 12 weeks as well.
Dang.
I wasn't super like strict tracking my app. I got pregnant at 20. So I just feel like when you're young, you're just like an idiot. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like in La La Land.
I'm like, I was taught all of these things, yet now all of a sudden it's like,
Dude,
everything went over my head.
I wasn't even on birth control.
Oh, see,
And in my head, I'm like,
how did I get pregnant?
How did I get pregnant? Like, what? Like, am I an idiot?
Yeah.
Like,
That
idiot.
was me.
Like, we need Plan B to sponsor
That
this
was
episode.
me.
I think below the age of 25, the brain hasn't clicked
It hasn't
yet. Like
clicked.
there's
No, like,
you
no.
just. I mean, sometimes I look at things that happen in my life below the age of 25. I'm like, yo, like what was I thinking?
Wait, you
like
didn't
that was
have-
not safe.
You didn't have morning sickness? Because I was like on my deathbed.
No, but at the same time, I was out every night.
You're hungover.
So I was hungover every
Yeah.
day.
That
So in
makes
my
so much
head,
sense.
That's how it feels. You feel like a drained battery, like a hangover. Yeah.
When I look back, I'm like, I had all the signs. My body was telling me in 100 different ways.
yeah.
But I was just outside. Like I was just doing
Wow.
way too much. When I say I was outside, I was outside.
Was it like your break from like coming back from school? So you
Yeah.
were just like chilling.
It
and
was
vibing?
like right after we did what show? It was right after I did the challenge. So in my head, I just did 2 shows. They just did amazing. Like my social media is popping. I'm signing
You're on
2
top of the
more
world.
shows. You can't tell me shit. Like
Wow,
I'm
yeah.
outside and my ass got put right back inside.
That's how it
gosh.
works because literally I lost weight. I was like the best shape of my life.
That was me.
And like everyone was hyping me up in the comments, like, Naz, you looking so good. Literally, I got pregnant like that summer.
Wow.
Like,
But what's crazy is my mom told me, slow down. Like, I'm looking at you and you're doing too much. And I'm looking at her like, I'm living the best. Like, this is my peak.
Yeah.
Like, in my head, like, this is the peak of my life. Like, I'm doing so well. Like, I have money in my bank account. I look good. I'm signing to do more shows. Like, I have all these friends, like it just felt so good. But she kept telling me, like, you need to slow down before God slows you down.
wow.
And I'm like, well, now he set me the fuck
Yeah.
down. Like, now I'm really not getting up. But
Yeah.
it was just crazy how everything worked out. I mean, it's just wild to think about. And then when I did find out that Corey was Ryder's dad, and then we did keep it to ourselves for a while because I was still really like embarrassed and ashamed of like how everything played out and what I did and how I like, I lost my morals and my values and everything that I was taught and how I embarrassed like my family and all this stuff. So it did kind of take a second for me to be able to process. And then it also was like really hard on me and Zach's relationship because he's been dad. And now Corey came in and he was like 100% in.
Yeah.
And that was like really hard for us to figure out the footing and how that works. It was just rough. And then we signed to do Teen Mom within like weeks of it. And when I did that show, everybody on there gave us so much hate because they've never really had a person of color and I'm not a teen mom. So we're like, how did you get on the show? Like, why are you on it? And I'm looking at them like, I don't really know. They called. I said yes. I'm like,
I'm dead.
it wasn't like I tried. Like, clearly I wasn't trying to get on Teen Mom. I never thought I would get on it. But at the time, it was the same year that this girl, Farrah, got asked to leave the show because she was doing stuff that they didn't like or whatever. And they called me and they were like, hey, do you want to do it? And I honestly thought it was a prank at first because it sounded like a joke. Like in my head, it was like,
Did you watch the show before?
I watched it when
loved
it
the
was
grown up.
16 and pregnant.
Yeah, I remember Farrah being on 16.
Yeah.
Like I would watch it like in those days when she like
those
first
days.
had her
Right,
baby.
right.
But her
Like,
baby's now like 13.
They're all
12 or
16.
Oh.
So like Kate, all of the girls who started the show. There's Amber, there's Macy,
Amber,
Kate, and Ty who had
yes.
like the adoption story.
Yeah.
All of their kids are now 16. This is the 16th year this year.
That's insane.
So
What is life?
when they asked me to do the show, they're like, you'll be on the show with all the original people. I'm like, okay, what? I'm like, you're going to put me on that show? They're going to hate me. And
How was that? Did they like
Was
welcome
there-
you, or were they like, who's this new girl? Like,
they were actually really nice, and I couldn't tell if they were like genuine or if they were like, who the fuck are you? But I think it was a little weird for them because I did come from other reality shows and I was not a teen mom, and I was just like a foreign person where all these other girls have grown up together and I've gone through this together, and then here I am, la-di-da-di-da, and then I'm like an LA girl, and then like there was just a lot of like differences of backgrounds. A lot of them come from like struggling families or addiction or domestic violence or like really, really tough, hard things that they've shared publicly. And then they're like asking me like, what's your trauma, or, what's your thing? And I'm like, I'm like, I didn't know who my dad,
But you
like
do
my
have,
baby
like, a
daddy was.
story.
Right? I'm like, that's all I got for you guys. So it was a little hard for me. And I will say the first like few years of doing Teen Mom, people were like, you're too happy for this show. Like, your family's too happy. You guys are just too like put together. Like, you come from a good family. You come from money. You don't belong on this show because you're not showing a struggle. So it was like I had to find my place. And then it was almost like, I'm like, are we supposed to be sad to do this show? Like,
fortunately, that's what gets ratings.
Yeah. Or like drama.
Conflict.
They're like
sadness.
ready for like my husband and Corey to fight, and they're like, we're not fighting, or they want like me and his girlfriend to fight, and we're like, we don't have anything to fight about. We all get along. What is the problem? So I think that was a little hard for us because they wanted drama and we didn't have any.
Did they know, the producers of Teen Mom, did they know who the father was prior to asking you to do the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my best friend actually worked at the time. She worked at Viacom, and she asked me and Corey if we would allow her to like take a little 30-second clip on her phone explaining what happened and like how all of a sudden we have like this MTV child.
Yeah.
And
MTV child.
yeah, and I was like, all right, but I don't want like it to be known publicly. Like, I'm still really embarrassed and all this stuff. And she's like, no, I'm just gonna show like one person in the office.
Wow.
It got passed around the office.
Yeah.
And then that's how they found out. And then that's when they asked us if we would want to do Teen Mom. And at first I was like, I don't know if this is for me. But to be completely honest, I Googled how much do the girls from Teen Mom make?
I love you.
And at the time, somebody
would've
was
been me. I would've
going
been like,
through, somebody was going through like a court case and their records were like public. And I was like,
Sign me up.
I am 16, bitch. I was like, yeah.
Like, I'll make you a sob story.
You want to be sad? I'll be sad. No. But financially,
Yeah.
No, I get that.
it made sense. And then after talking to like one of the creators of the show, he was like, you know, we really want you to do it. And we really want you to show that there's a whole nother like side of Black people. Because on reality TV, a lot of times it shows us in like a really negative way or very stereotypical. And he's like, you don't come from like the stereotype. Like your parents are well off. They're entrepreneurs. You guys own your homes. Like you come from a legacy. You have generational wealth. I want to show that
I love that.
on reality
that's
TV.
great.
That's
And I was
amazing.
like, I don't know if they're ready to see that, but sure. And Teen Mom is known for having a very like
A negative.
like middle America white racist
Yeah.
fan base.
Yeah.
So I would say it took him about 8 years to get used to me. No, I'm just kidding. It took him a while though. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's how long you've
That's
been
how
on
long
the
I've been
show?
on it.
Oh,
And they're
wow.
still getting
That's
used to me.
Wow.
Yeah, we've done
Yeah.
it for 8 years now. Ryder turned 8 in April. We've been on there for a while.
Wow.
I've gotten married on there. I've had my youngest son on there. I'm
Ace.
announcing that I'm pregnant on there tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So we can say it on the episode, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I literally have it on camera where you told me at the panel that we were at. Literally, my jaw like literally is like to here. I'm like shook.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
It's on the finale tonight, so come out. They're
nice.
having another baby. It's like, you know, one of the best things about doing Teen Mom is that, and you can kind of relate to this though, is that we have like home tapes, like home
Yeah.
videotapes of like our craziest moments and our deepest moments, you know, and it's almost like vlogging.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And we look at those and we're just so thankful for like that aspect of it. Like there's so much that they filmed. I can literally go back and watch my kid take their first steps.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just nice to have.
For me, like I started at like 12, 13. So I
is
literally
crazy.
have everything documented. Like I have a video of me, it's on private now where I'm crying my eyes out because I failed my driver's license test. Like literally,
can
I'm
you
like, it's
make
the
that
end of the world.
public?
It is the end of the world. Like I'm like, guys. And it was like 2 days after my birthday. Like it was a very dark time. Like I came to school, you would think like my dog died or something. I was really like, no, like, but you know, my parents like took me to school after that.
I need
Literally.
everybody to vote that you have to make this
I
public.
think I like deleted. I was so embarrassed. I deleted it off YouTube. Like literally everything is on YouTube. Like for
Yeah,
me, like all my
for her it
proms,
was.
my first boyfriend, like everything.
You gave birth on YouTube.
Yeah, I gave birth.
Yeah.
Same, I mean, she did on national
Yeah.
TV. I think she got me beat.
It's okay. I feel like giving birth and filming it, you win. Like I just think it's crazy, but I feel like it's like crazy, but it's also very, very like cool that you can be that open and like vulnerable.
Yeah.
And of course, like there's pros and cons. There's positivity, there's negativity. But I always say like the positivity outweighs
Same. Yeah.
the negativity. It's just those days where you're
Yeah.
not feeling it and that negativity just
I know.
stands out so much more than everything else. And it's like, fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
No, literally, and that's the thing with me. Like in real life, I'm not one to hold my tongue ever.
yeah.
Like that's not me. But like to be brand friendly and then to keep your persona online, like I can't just pop off on someone. But it's like in real life, if someone came up to me and said that, like I want to just sit there and be like, I'll pray for you. Like I'll
Yeah. Yeah.
like I'll hit you with my car. But it's like you need to like
Right.
be like, you know,
You
you have
can't.
to
We
carry-
can't argue in the comments.
because
We
then your
can't.
management's gonna be and your
Yes.
publicist is gonna be like, girl, you need to
Yes.
sit down.
Yeah, but
Before you get canceled.
It's so tempting.
It's so
sometimes.
tempting. I'm getting there, girl. I'm
Yeah.
ready.
It's so tempting.
ready to
Every
bob
now
off.
and then I'll wake up and my mom is like, she'll text me and say, "Shy, delete Zach's comments," and I'm like, oh, "What did he do? Like, what did you do?"
Do we all go through that?
And
Literally.
I'll be looking at him and he's just walking around the house like
Yeah.
nothing happened. And then I'm like refreshing and looking. He's on there like, bitch,
Yeah.
fuck yeah. I'm like,
No,
babe.
literally. 'Cause
He's
it's
like,
harder
if
for
you
other
don't, right. He's
people.
like, if you don't want to go off, I'm going to go
Yeah,
off.
that's the
I'm like,
thing.
oh my God.
Because I think about it, like, for example, okay, I might not say anything about, like, myself, but if someone's saying things about, like, my sister or, like, my best friend.
I'm going crazy.
Oh, like, the claws are coming out.
I'm going
I'm going
crazy.
crazy. Like, Like,
no, I'm going crazy.
so it's a little harder when you're
That
watching it
was her
happen to your.
personality though, her whole life. Like if
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like I
Yeah.
don't hold my tongue, so
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard.
But
to
think
not,
about
like, pop it off on
the
people.
person who's also sending you the nasty comment would never walk up to you in real
no,
life. and say it.
never. They're just keyboard.
And a lot of the times when you do respond, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't think you would ever see that." I've gotten that so many times.
I hate that one.
Like they get scared.
I hate that.
they do get scared.
Do they ever go to you to get to her?
To me,
They go to our mom.
Yes, I get that.
They like DM your mom.
Yep.
Like, did you see this?
My mom gets DMs.
Yeah.
She gets calls. Somehow people find her number. She gets emails to her job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, you guys, just because you think that I don't see it, I see it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But don't go to my like family members or
know.
my friends
People
to try
are
to get
weird.
the attention. Like that's so
Yeah.
it's so aggressive.
Yeah.
Like I got it. You don't like me. Did you need to tell everybody?
Yeah.
Like
Well, that's the thing. They don't actually not like you because someone who actually didn't really care for you, they would just like keep
They
it
wouldn't-
pushing.
yeah.
But it's like, that's why like these true haters that take the time to like write about you and go out of their way, they're like fans.
Yeah.
In this
Yeah.
guy, like they're
Yeah.
the ones, they probably are watching your every move way more than an actual fan.
Yeah.
yeah. No.
So it's, like, crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. My best friend just did the last season of The Ultimatum
Mm-hmm.
on Netflix. And I watched her go through it all, you know, doing the show, living out the show, the comments and stuff. And one
So
day,
like triggering.
yeah, and I felt so protective
Yeah.
of her. And one day she was like, how have you done this for 10 years? I've done this for 2 seconds and I'm like ready to like go crazy. And I'm like, I don't know.
It's second nature for us at this
Yeah.
point. Like, I don't even know what it's like to not wake up to like hundreds of comments, whether it's positive or negative.
And just be
About
ready
what
to
I'm
just
doing.
share some more that
Yeah,
day.
yeah. I think we can relate to that a lot, just becoming moms so young.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, we're still girls in our 20s. And except now it's like we're broadcasting our motherhood journey to
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these random people who are sitting there and judging and nitpicking and all of that, when it's like every other woman, motherhood is already so hard and
Right.
such a transition. And then for us, that added later of being young and in your 20s, where girls are still figuring themselves out. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? So it is very hard. I do think you have to have like the thickest skin.
Yeah, you do.
Because people already are so judgmental towards moms.
They are.
Yeah, and
They're just
then-
ready to jump. I mean,
Yeah.
my kid can walk outside with no shoes on, and I'm like the worst mom in America. I'm
Exactly.
like, his feet are fine.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
Yeah.
what did I do that's
Yeah.
so bad? You know, or like there was one video that we had and it went crazy. And I'm like, what is wrong with people? I was in the kitchen and all you see is Ace walk like behind outside by the pool and people were like, she didn't watch her kid.
I
I'm
know.
like, how about his dad was outside watching him?
Yeah.
Like there's a whole nother side of that room or world
Yeah.
that you don't see, but you don't even give me a chance to say it. And then half the time I don't even want to fucking explain myself.
I know.
I don't even
Like
care
my kids
anymore.
are good. Literally. I always say this. I'm like, stop worrying about our kids and go worry about like the kids in like homeless shelters and orphanages since you want to care about kids so bad. Like there's kids in need.
Mine are fine.
Literally, like ours are doing great.
Right.
And that's my thing too, is I just don't get it either because it's like a lot of people forget like the dad is there. Like the dad is in the picture. Cause I'll get
Yes.
comments like when I travel, like, where are your kids? I'm like, I don't know with their father. No, I locked them in the closet and left them a sandwich for the week. And
They're
I
in
went on
my
my
bag.
vacation. Literally.
They're in my
They're
bag.
in the
right
attic.
here, okay? Stop worrying.
No, it's so crazy. It's like kids have their father. I mean, we're lucky they have,
Yeah.
you know, active fathers in their lives and active grandparents. You have amazing parents. I could just tell.
Yeah.
Your mom was at the
Yes.
event. She was so cute.
She comes to everything. I drag
love
her to
that.
everything.
And just hearing your stories that you're telling, your family was there like as your foundation, as your support system. That is such a privilege. Because Sam, we have really amazing
Yes,
like
hands-on
parents.
parents.
Not the kind that are like, when you're 18, you're adult. You're not my
No,
problem.
no.
Like,
Yeah, no.
My parents are like
Like
our
until
parents.
we're alive,
Yeah,
you're our
like,
problem.
you're our problem.
basically.
Yeah.
I mean, parenting doesn't stop.
It doesn't
Yeah.
stop ever.
It doesn't stop. And I think that I've just learned that so well from my parents because I call my dad every day, like, I need this. I need you to help me with this.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. And I'm 32. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it never stops. And then one day I heard him talking to his dad. And I said, oh my God, Papa's still parenting you too. And you're in your 60s.
Aw.
And he was looking at me like, shut up. I'm like, yeah, like now I can
love
see.
that.
But I just, I think it's what you said. We come from good foundations and parents that they want to help us. And they want to, I think the best thing as a parent is when you see your child like succeed.
Yeah.
And then they feel comfortable once they realize, okay, when I do pass or, you'll be okay. You
Yeah.
know, like that's always what my dad tells me is I need to get to the point where I can just feel like if I go, you and your sister are okay. And once I'm there, then I'm good.
Yeah.
You had a podcast with your dad, right?
I did.
Remember that? Yeah.
It got in
That's
a lot
so
of trouble,
cute.
so we stopped
Oh,
it.
really? Okay. Should we not bring it up?
I know, I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
I tell it was his fault.
You know, like dads, that's always like a joke. Like dads don't got a filter. You know what I
It
mean?
was literally
They
called
don't.
Unfiltered for him, and he got me in so much trouble with
with who?
brands,
With
and like
brands?
management, and you know, like okay, there's certain things that we just can't
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
He's like,
No,
but
I get
why not?
Yeah, no, I get
Like,
that.
who made that rule? And it would be like the worst arguments, and he would want to have the argument on the podcast, like why you have to say like little people. He's like arguing with me about that, and I'm like, Dad, like what aren't you getting?
They aren't
And
hip to how like sensitive things are
Yeah.
now.
He
Because back in the
hated the
day,
sensitivity.
yeah,
Generation, yeah.
you could say all those things and no one bats an eye. It's like this is
Yes.
very recent.
Yes.
Even me, like to older people who are like even like 10 years older than me, I'm like, wait, we can't say that anymore. And they're like, what?
Yeah. So he didn't like that, and then he wanted to do a lot of like political debates, and I'm like, I can't do that either. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, you can't do anything. I'm like, all
Yeah.
right. So
Welcome to our life.
It is.
Yeah.
It's pretty filtered.
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty filtered. So it just, I got in too many brand arguments. I was like, look, Dad, until you decide that you want to put like a muzzle on it, then we're gonna just stop
muzzle.
it. Yeah. So we stopped it, and then I had a podcast with my sister. We had one for 3 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but she moved, and then our the other, like my cousin who does the podcast, she lost her house in the fires.
Oh my god, I'm so
So
sorry.
we were like, I think everybody needs a break.
Yeah. Would you guys start it again or
Honestly,
did you like podcasting or?
I don't think I did.
Really?
I think that I liked being a guest more.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a lot of pressure to like show up, and then like if you're having a bad day, you still have to like show up for like the guest or like your host and
Yeah.
stuff. And then the pressure of like topics, and then if something's happening, like
Don't get us
Topics, yeah.
started.
what you want to talk about. I'm like, I don't want to talk about shit today.
I
I'm
know.
tired. Like it was just a lot.
She lives in Miami, so she'll fly here and we'll film like this.
Yeah.
Like this week is all just like
Yeah.
filming.
Filming.
So it's like there'll be sometimes she'll come here and like one of us gets sick,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's like,
That's
well,
the
we only have
worst.
this week to film, so
Yeah.
take some Tylenol and keep it pushing.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
no, we've definitely had our
Especially
we get it.
filming like that, it's like pressured.
Yeah.
You know, and then you want to get the most out of your trip.
Yeah.
But it's also like you want it to still be organic, and you I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm okay. I'm good.
No, it's a lot, and like you have so much going on. I don't know how you do it all.
That's the other thing. I was out of shit to talk about.
Yeah.
And I can't cross content. So whatever I film on Teen Mom, I wasn't allowed to be on the podcast.
What?
Oh.
So how do I do that? Because Teen Mom is my whole life.
my
So then I come on the podcast and can't talk about my life. And then people were like, we're on here to listen to you talk about your life that you can't
Yeah.
talk about. It just didn't work.
No, yeah, that
With
makes
Teen
sense.
Mom, is it every day? Or
No,
do you
they-
have like
We do
filming
like
days?
set like schedules. So what we'll do is we'll do calls, and they'll ask, like, okay, what's going on, you know, in the next few months. So I have this, I have this, I have this. And then they'll say, okay, well, this seems like a busy week for you. So we'll be out there for the next 5 days, and then we want to shoot. You do like whatever you already had planned. It is very reality based. So it's based off of like your actual reality. Like they're
Not,
not
like,
going to like,
scripted.
right.
Oh,
they're
so
not
they
going to
don't
like
tell
make
you-
stuff up.
Oh,
No.
they don't?
Like we
No.
want to film like you and your husband.
They're going to say,
Talking.
talk about this?
they're
like,
they're
no?
gonna like want to hear what you have going on, and then they'll like work off of that.
That's really nice that they do that. 'Cause
Yeah.
Some shows are like, no, we want to see you and your husband fight today
Yeah,
about
no.
this. You know,
I would say that that's one of the things that I do like about it, is that it's really not like forced, and it's not scripted. Of course, like there's, if we say we got in an argument last week and now we're going into counseling, then they're gonna be like, well, shit, can we come to counseling with you
Yeah,
guys?
yeah.
Like, and can you tell us what the argument was about?
Yeah.
But besides that, they can't ask us to like duke it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So
And how is it, you know, balancing showing your kids on reality TV? Because I even struggle with it with vlogging, and I'm like, well, I'm in control. I can edit out certain things. I can do all that. How do you balance that?
it's hit or miss. I have good times with it, and I'm like, oh my kids were good this day. And then there's times where like Ace is having a meltdown, and I'm like, fuck, they're gonna use that.
Yeah.
Or like I was doing a Zoom call with all the moms, and Ace walks in the frame. And they're like, oh, let's see Ace, and I pick him up, and he goes, damn it, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna use that, and I'm like, great,
I
now
know,
he's
literally.
cussing on TV,
Bro.
but it's like, you know, part of me sometimes I'm like, okay, I'd wish that didn't happen, but I'm also like, it's real life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's just real life. It is what it is. But we're very like Ryder's at that age now where we ask her, the crew's coming today. When you're home from school, if you want to film with us, you can. If you don't want to film, you don't have to. Like
Yeah.
we give her the option of it.
That's
She has
so
an
good.
option if she puts on a mic. We don't ever say you have to sit here and film
Same,
this scene
yeah.
with us. And there's some days she comes and she's like, I'm so excited. The crew's here. I
Aw.
want to film. And then there's other days where she's like, I don't want them to be here.
Yeah.
And we'll ask them to leave.
Oh,
You know?
nice. I love that.
She's
She's
not-
such a star.
So most of the time she's in it. But
She's so cute.
the days where she's not in it, even the crew is like, Ryder's not okay. And they're very respectful of the kids. Like
Yeah.
like very respectful of the kids. So they would never force the kids to do anything. And if Ryder says like she wants the crew to go, they're like packing their shit. They're like,
She runs the show.
Ryder
pretty
said
much.
we gotta go,
Yes,
so we're going.
I love that.
Yeah.
And what's
That
their
is so
age gap?
nice.
She's
4 years. Ryder's 8 and Ace will be 4 on Monday.
Oh, happy
Yeah.
early
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Ace.
Yeah, and then
Cute.
Ace and the new baby will be 4 years apart.
Oh, that's a
Aw.
good gap. Because let me
Yeah.
tell you, having them really close together, like twin,
Yeah, but I think 4 years is a good. It's a nice
you
gap.
know,
Not
that's the
too-
thing. They fight. Like when they're really young, like the twins being the same age, like they fight a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
but
when
it's
they're-
gonna be nice when they're older.
No,
When
it's
they're
probably
older,
nice
they'll
when
be
you're
best
older.
friends.
Yeah.
But when it's like 3, like super close in age, they all
Yeah.
fight.
I mean, Ryder and Ace fight.
Really?
And
Really?
I'm like, girl, you're like double his size. Just give it back to him.
That's
like
the
it's
thing
not
with
that
Kayvon.
deep.
Like he'll be like fighting them for like a little squishy toy. I'm like, Kayvon, you have like an Xbox and you're fighting 2-year-olds
Right,
for a
like-
squishy.
They don't get
Even
it.
my
he's
God,
like,
my
he
kids
wouldn't even
fought about a
want it.
squishy this morning.
He wouldn't even want it if his siblings didn't have
Yeah, that's
it.
the thing
That's
with
the thing that makes
kids.
me angry.
Yes.
Like,
But
They
that's
fight
not
over
getting
one
better
toy,
anytime
yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
No.
Literally a few days ago, they were talking about this one squishy, and I was like, I literally looked at KK. I'm like, it's gonna be on the floor in like an hour. Like the squishy,
can't
nobody's
resonate
gonna
with them.
want the
they don't
squishies.
get that. No, it like that moment. It's like that's my toy. I want
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
This
It's
morning it was
psychological
it was
about
a
it.
squishmallow
The
Oreo
squish,
thing.
literally the squishy that
Yeah.
pops.
They
in,
love
like,
the squishies.
like
Ace had it, and Ryder comes to me and goes, he has my extra special one.
know,
I'm
squishy,
like,
like-
girl, you have so many. How do you know this is that
Literally.
extra
Yeah.
special one?
and trust me, if Ace wasn't touching it, she wouldn't have even thought about the squishy.
she wouldn't have thought about it. But the arguing, I can't take
You
the
know,
arguing.
and like the crying. That's the thing. At
The
2.5,
crying,
it's
yeah.
like the cry baby cry. You know, just like the like whiny cry
Yeah.
that kills me.
Yeah.
Like Kayvon now at 5 years old, I feel like when he cries, he has a reason. He got hurt.
Right.
But no, when it's just like the
5 is a good age.
Oh my god.
yeah.
5 is a good age.
5 is a
though.
good age.
Yeah.
5 is
What
a good
age would you say like kids become like, okay, I don't have to worry about them so much? Like,
Now. Like
What?
right now at
Like
8.
8?
Yeah. At 8, she's like, I'm running my own bath. She's making herself breakfast.
Sister, she owns a nail polish.
She's getting her
company,
like
wow.
she's getting
she
herself
owns
ready.
businesses.
Like,
Wow.
Talk about when is she
8, I'm like, oh, this is gold.
literally.
Like
That's crazy.
she's putting
Yeah.
her skincare on. I'm
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
she picks her own outfits.
I love that. She's
But I
so
will
cute.
say it's like 8 going on like 18. I'm like, okay, calm down.
especially girls, we grow up a lot quicker. Like when
Yeah.
I was 8, like I was in her makeup,
I
like in her
know.
shoes, like
Yeah, I mean, same. When I was 8, I was doing like pretty much
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
on my own.
we have a 6-year gap, so like I would always just be like in her shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll walk in the room and Ryder will literally have like her phone up, like she's vlogging, and we'll sit there and like do her makeup and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, I mean, she's just at that age. Like she's self-sufficient, she's independent. I love it. Ace, he's like stuck on me.
I know boys love their mamas.
Oh, if
Mama's-
he can
he's a mama's
crawl
boy?
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
inside, I think
Kayvon
he
always
would.
tells me that literally. He's always like, I wish, can we go to the doctor to make me small again so I can go in your belly? I'm like, I wish, KK. He'll shove his head in my shirt.
Yes,
That's
that's
the thing. He'll
Ace.
just put his head in my shirt. I'm like,
Aw,
oh,
that's
I
cute
know.
though.
That's
That's so
Ace.
sweet.
Like one day they're gonna be like grown men.
He told me it feels like a microwave in there. I said, okay, Ace, I'm done with you.
Oh, Kai, literally, I was in a bikini yesterday and he goes, Mommy, look at your baby. Pointing to like, you know, like the little pooch, like the uterus pooch. He was like, Mommy, look at your baby. And I was like, thank you, Kai. I love my baby. Thank you.
I would die.
At least
Oh
didn't
my
say it to
God.
someone else. That would be awful.
Oh
Oh,
my
my God. Every time they
gosh.
say something crazy to me, I'm like, thank God it wasn't to like a stranger.
That's how I feel. Anytime any of the moms come up to me at writer's school and she's like, oh my God, I have to tell you something writer said, I'm like holding my breath. I'm
Me
like,
too. I'm like,
Oh my God, that would drive me insane if I had kids. I'm like, what did they say?
Yo, we were in line for ice cream and the guy in front of us didn't say like please or thank you to the person. And Kayvon goes, where are your manners? To a grown
That
man.
would be KK.
Kayvon
That
goes,
would be
where
KK.
are your manners? I was
Wait.
like,
I love that.
I know, he kind of,
Actually,
he's not wrong.
I don't mind
He's
that. Actually,
not
I would just
wrong.
He's
pretend
not
I
wrong.
didn't hear.
I know, I was just like,
But you did not say please or thank you. I don't mind that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there he was like, where are your manners? Not even like, you didn't say please. He was like, where are your manners? I was like, this is my son. Like,
I love
this is
it.
my boy.
I think it's good that the kids have a voice.
Yeah.
Like I feel like for
Yeah.
at least for my parents, they always say they came from like a silent generation where they were taught to be seen but not heard.
Yeah.
So my mom and dad are always like, we did not want to teach you and your sister that. Like we wanted you guys to be like advocates for yourself and be heard and seen. And
love
then
that.
she's like, now you guys took it to a whole new level with your
Yeah.
kids.
Now you got to reel it in. That's literally
Right.
us too. 'Cause
Yeah.
my parents raised us too to, you know, speak up, believe in ourselves, have confidence, all of that stuff. And then now it's like, is this what they raised? Like,
Yeah.
We go and blast all of our dirty laundry.
Right.
Yeah.
No, literally. Anytime my mom is like, Shy, did you have to say
That's
it?
we have like the
I'm
same mom. My mom's
yeah.
always like, my mom always says, you share way too much. Like when I got my boobs redone, my mom was like, please don't share it. Like, please don't share it. Like it's enough.
I've filmed all of my surgeries
Same.
on Teen Mom.
We have the same surgeon, y'all.
I'm literally wrapped up like a mummy leaving Gavami's office,
Literally.
like shaking.
Gavami girls.
Right. Shaking.
You know?
And my mom is like trying to hide me from the camera crew. And
That's so funny.
I went back and watched it and was like, why did you guys let me film that?
You know, I met someone and he came up to me. He's like, we're sisters. And I was like, yes, we're sisters. Like, you know, just going along with
Yeah.
it. And he's like, no, like we're sisters. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, Gavami sisters. It's so crazy to think like that person, like we might have the same surgeon. Like, you know?
I'm done. I've had a great time with Gavami.
Me too.
I've gone back too many times.
I'm gonna drive him crazy. He's gonna be like, girl, sit down. Like,
Oh, he's gonna die when he sees him having another baby.
oh my God.
He literally told me the last
Yeah.
time, he was like, you're done, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I promise I'm done. I'm not having any
know.
more.
Were you guys planning on this baby or did it
Yeah.
just, oh, okay.
Yeah. But way after Gavami.
So you wanted 3 total or do you want more?
No, I'm done.
Yeah, 3
The
is a
real
good
plan
number.
was 2. And then we were like, let's have a third. And then we got like stuck on a third. And then
Mm-hmm.
it took us about like a year and a half. So we were actually about to start fertility treatment. And we found out we were pregnant
Really?
like a
Oh,
few days right
wow.
before.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, everything's just meant to be.
Yeah. It was,
Do you want a boy or a girl or you don't?
I don't
Doesn't
care.
matter.
You weren't nervous about twins with IVF?
I was, and twins run in my dad's family.
Uh-huh.
So that's why my husband was really excited when he found out we were pregnant and didn't have to do IVF
Yeah.
because our doctor
Yeah.
was like, it could
That's
possibly
I hear
happen.
a lot with IVF twins. But you
yeah.
know what else? Like twins, if you can get pregnant like twice
But
by 2 different men. You could get pregnant and have twins. That's happened for women.
I
2
don't.
babies, 2 different dads at once.
I commend anybody that's a twin parent because I just look at one of my kids and I'm like, I can't imagine if there's 2 of you.
Yeah. My doctor told me so.
Even the pregnancy, like it's like
Here.
a
Yeah,
lot.
it's
So
so much.
It's so hard. And I went to 37 weeks. So I was just like, it was like, I gave birth in August. It was like 120 degrees in the valley. Like, I was in tears like every day. Like I would cry.
Yeah.
I remember Baba picked me up. My dad picked me up from a doctor's appointment. And I was just crying and crying because I cried to my doctor. And I was like, I'm ready to be done. And he's like, you have 10 more weeks. And I'm like, 10 more weeks.
10 weeks
So I just
sounds
get in the
so
car
long.
like bawling. And my dad's like, what do you want me to do? I take you McDonald's. I take you McDonald's right now. You want McDonald's? You want? I was like, no, I don't want McDonald's. I want these babies out of me.
not do you want
No,
McDonald's?
in his Persian accent, he's like, McDonald's. I take you McDonald's. And I was like, I don't want
because
McDonald's.
McDonald's is gonna make you happy. Wait, I love
I
that.
don't even eat McDonald's.
When you had birth, who was in the room?
So my twins, it was my husband. Yeah, just him for both because I gave birth during COVID
Oh,
for my first. And I was so sad my mom wasn't in there with me. But, you know, because we had our son, my mom was with our son. So it was just Mel with me
Okay.
in the room. But my mom, she stayed with me in the hospital.
After.
Yeah, because, because we had our son. So I told mom, like, you know what, you go, you take Kayvon to school, all that stuff. Honestly, like, as a woman, like, I preferred my mom.
Yeah.
What
about
about
you?
you?
Want
Who
your
did you
mommy.
have in your
Oh God, the first time I feel like I had everybody.
I feel like I would have too if it wasn't for
Yeah,
COVID.
if it wasn't
you would have been
COVID,
in there.
we
It
were
was a lot.
all
You
just
would've
stuck
been in
outside of the
there.
room because
Yeah.
they didn't allow us.
Well, thank God you didn't, because Mel released to me years later that I shit during birth. Yeah.
Not years later.
Yes, he told me, he like didn't tell me.
But
until,
normally
like,
the doctor just like wipes and
but
keeps
still, I don't want
wipes
that
and
for my
cleans,
sister
wipes and cleans.
and my mom.
I mean, I've seen.
They don't care.
Yeah,
Really?
I feel like I wouldn't care with like a mom or a sister.
Yeah.
No,
But with somebody else.
Because you're like, that'll never be me. That was me. I was
I
like, that'll
think
never be
like
me.
a huge percentage of women shit on the table.
You know what Mel told me? Do you know how it came up? So I had the C-section with the twins, and we were talking about it, and I'm like, well, one good thing about the C-section, I didn't even have to worry about that possibility of like taking a shit while I gave birth. He's like, actually?
You did already.
Yeah, and I did during my C-section.
really?
Wait, really?
And when I was in labor, when I was like, at first I tried to give birth naturally.
Yeah.
And I had a panic attack after my epidural, and he told me
Oh,
I was
man.
crying, screaming, shit, and throwing up. I threw up too. I threw up and I shit and I cried and I
Probably
yes.
all at the same
At the
time.
same time.
All of the above.
Yep. Well, there's my birth story. But yeah.
With Ryder, I had my dad, my mom, my sister, and my aunt.
That's a good group.
And my dad,
Oh, wait, your dad was in there?
yeah, he held a leg.
Oh my God, I love that.
He kept on saying it was like being at the science fair.
Yeah.
I was like, shut the fuck up. And the whole time he was like talking to my OB and he's like, wait, what is that? And what does that do? I'm like,
that would've been-
Dad,
I'm like, Mama.
shut up. Like, get out of my, like, stop looking and asking questions. And he's like, well, I didn't look when it was your mom because it was just too weird. I'm like, and this isn't weird to you? He's like, no, this is like scientific. I'm learning a lot. And then when I'm pushing, he's like I can tell he's getting nervous. And he's like asking the doctor, okay, Lakers or Clippers? I'm like, Dad, not right now. So
It was an easy birth?
oh God. Ryder, I was really determined to go unmedicated.
Oh, wow.
Because my mom had both my sister on unmedicated, and I was like, if she did it, I want to do it too. So I did 17 hours unmedicated,
Oh
but
my
I was
God.
like half of my weight now. Like I was tiny, and the doctor was basically like, if you don't do something, you're gonna start to seize because your body's just like done. Because it was like almost a day, you know.
Yeah.
So then I ended up getting an epidural, and then I was like the best feeling
Yeah.
of my life. I
Oh
was
my
like, why didn't
gosh.
I do this sooner?
Yeah.
And then with
Night and day.
it's night and day, and then I was in labor with her for a total of 28 hours. I
Oh my
pushed
God.
for like
Wow.
3 hours. It was
Oh
awful when I
my
look back at it.
Well, that's why your dad was like, Lakers or Clippers.
Yeah, he was like,
we got
"Girl, we're here
time."
for a long time." With Ace, it was a lot quicker. Like I think I labored for like 12 hours maybe,
Yeah.
and he flew out.
Yeah.
He was
Wow.
out in like, they said push, and then the doctor said, do you want to pull him out? And I was like, huh? And she's like, pull him out. And I literally reached down and pulled him out.
Unmedicated?
I did an epidural with
Oh.
him, but it didn't take.
Oh.
So I just, for that one, they tried it twice, and they said for some reason your body's rejecting it.
Oh my gosh.
And they were like, we can't do nothing else, so just get the baby out.
That happened to me with my twins. They did my epidural twice. That's why I had the panic attack, because just half of my body would get numb.
Oh,
And that's a really like
That is really
really
weird.
it's way better to just like either you don't feel it at all,
Right,
or you
or you-
completely feel it.
yeah.
Because when it's half your body, it
It's
felt like
crazy.
half of my body was cement, and they read you all these like warnings before they do it. So I'm like, I'm paralyzed.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
paralyzed. That's why I was crying, screaming,
Yeah.
throwing up,
No,
bro.
I would
Like,
be
I'm like, I'm
freaking
paralyzed.
out.
It's
That
done.
makes
It's done.
sense.
I
That
would
makes
freak
so much
out. It's
sense.
either get it and it works, or don't get it. Because when you get it and it doesn't work, it's like, well, what
Yeah.
else is wrong?
Yeah.
So I think at that point I was like, okay, clearly it's not working. I just need to get the baby out in case there really is something wrong.
Oh, so you did C-section with Ryder?
I pushed them both out. I just got
okay.
them out as quick as
Yeah.
I was like, get out of me.
No, literally, I get
So
that.
with my third one now, my doctor's like, because Ace came out so quick, and we live like an hour and a half from the hospital. She's
Yeah.
almost like, I don't know, we might want to like try to get you in sooner or something.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I think if you really go into labor, you'll probably have a baby in the car. And I was like,
Oh my God.
I don't want that to
Yeah.
be my story.
Yeah.
It adds to the lore, girl.
I don't
that's
wanna
another-
do that.
I know Team Mom's like,
layer.
I think you should do it in the
yeah.
car.
They're like, we'll GoPro the whole thing. I'm like, I don't want to have a baby in the car.
Wait, actually, before we move forward, this is what I want to talk about co-parenting, because I know a lot of people watching probably have co-parent. I want to know, how is it co-parenting for you?
It's hard. I think that we've made it look really easy. And a lot of people are like, can you guys write a book? Can you do this? Can you have a podcast and talk about it? And I'm like, do you want us to continue to get along, or do you want us to hate each other? But I mean, it is hard, but we do really well. I think that Corey and I have really laid like good boundaries for each other. We have good communication. When we have an issue, we try to address it. I'm normally the one who will bottle, and then blow. And he's like, I don't like to fight, so can you not do that?
Yeah.
But I think as long as you have like the same concept of keeping the child first, then there really shouldn't be that many issues.
Yeah.
But we do a good job. I mean, it's not easy. And I don't ever want to share, you know, and I'm sure he doesn't want to share either. But we have good days, and there's sometimes I just want to like punch him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I can't do that.
Do you feel like it was harder because you guys didn't have a relationship beforehand, because you guys weren't like boyfriend and girlfriend beforehand, or do you think it made it easier?
I think on one side it made it easier because there's no like history, right? There was no dramatic breakup. You didn't like cheat on me. You know, there's not like this history behind it. But at the same time, here we are now already with the 6-month-old baby, and I'm looking at him like, hey, what's like your middle name? We're like, what's your mom's name? You know, like how were you raised? Like, were you raised in a church, or like, are you Catholic? Like,
What's your religion?
Right. Like, it's like all these how do you want to raise a child? Like, it's all these conversations and questions that you should have had before you had a baby that we're already having with the 6-month-old baby.
I mean, in our culture, you get married and then you get to know your
Yeah.
you know, like Middle Eastern and stuff. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it works for some people.
I feel like sometimes your dynamic might be a little bit better because there's no like emotion, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Sometimes
wasn't.
a lot of co-parenting, it's like there's emotions, there's history.
That makes it easier.
But
You think it makes it easier?
I mean, the not having the history made it easier because
Yeah.
now it's like, it's not layered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, our layer was like, dang, we got drunk and had a baby. Now we have to figure things out. But at the same time, it made it difficult because we were raised so differently. And like, our foundations were different. Our beliefs were different. Our cultures were different. Like, it just was really, really different. And now I'm like, okay, what do we do? And then plus we weren't together still, you know what I mean? Like, that was never the plan. So now how do we raise this child knowing we're going to raise this child in 2 separate households, and like, what does love look like to you, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like, you have a baby and then now you have all these tough conversations with someone that isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So you mentioned when you were in a relationship, when you found out you were pregnant, so that partner was just like, peace, I'm out?
Yeah. And when he found out I was pregnant, he was like, I don't want to do this at all. So that was pretty much it.
He hasn't tried to reach out since then, or?
He did reach out when it became public that Corey was Ryder's dad, and he just sent like a nice message, and that was that. And I never seen him or heard from him again.
Was this like a serious relationship?
No.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was like.
It wasn't that serious. It was like fun, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't serious at all. But I think it just goes back to like, you know, I was young and I was doing too much, and it was almost like my mom said, slow down before God slows you down. And that's what happened. I mean, thankfully that's what happened, because I feel like Ryder changed my life, you know. And I didn't know what like purpose was before having a child, or like what selflessness is and stuff.
I mean, you're also in your early 20s.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't need to learn all that yet.
So, you know, I think that it did change a lot of things, and she made me grow up. And at the same time, she made Corey grow up. Like, Corey had a terrible, no offense, Corey, he had a terrible reputation before Ryder. Ryder really helped him out a lot. Like, people were like, oh my God, he's such a good dad, and he's not just a man whore. Like, he has all these.
Another show?
He's done shows his whole life. Like,
oh, okay.
he started on Real World.
Really?
Road Rules. Yes. So he's been on MTV also for like 10, 12
so
years
this really
now.
is an MTV baby.
Yes.
Wow.
We need a reality show. I need a reality show just
Yeah.
for you guys.
No.
You're like, no,
Yeah.
No. So, co-parenting it's tough. And then it's also tough to co-parent on TV because people
throw in their 2 cents.
throw in their 2 cents. And then Corey and I, we butt heads. But we do have a good rule of like, when we film a show, it's edited and then it airs 6 months later, so whatever I said about you 6 months ago, please don't call me when the show airs and be like, I'm so mad you said this, because that's how I felt in that moment. So don't like relive a fight, like for what? Like we've clearly moved on from it, so just keep it pushing. Like don't go back and be like, I can't believe you told your mom blah 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 or something. Like it's just easier. So I feel like we do really well with understanding that that's how you felt in that moment and that's on you and that's fine. But now, time has passed and stuff. So
Was there ever a scene that was aired on Teen Mom that you were like, oh my gosh, why did they post this? Or
Yes.
does that happen a lot?
Yeah. It was the very first shoot that we had, and I just told them how we're like some prestigious family and we're all great and like beautiful Black people and stuff, and we don't ever argue. We got into the biggest fight. It was a brawl outside my mom's house.
Wow.
It was crazy. And earlier that day, I was so excited to shoot, and my mom gave me these like hoop earrings, and she'd spent a lot of money on them, and she was like, Chey, don't lose my earrings. I was like, I'm probably not gonna lose your earrings. I lost one earring, right? We could never find it. When the show airs, the hoop is stuck in the back of my weave.
And no one said anything?
No.
Oh my
and to this day, she's like, oh, there was my earring.
Oh my
my
gosh. You didn't lose it. At least we found it.
Right, you said you didn't lose
in
it.
the back of my head, and I'm like,
No, not
Wow.
the first episode being
first
y'all, like,
episode we
that would
brawled.
happen.
that literally
That
I'm like,
would happen.
That's how it is.
And it had nothing to do with like storyline. It was just a full-on family fight. It was so bad.
That's crazy. So you don't have like a say of what goes on and on?
No,
Oh.
no, not at all.
See, that would scare me.
Yeah, that
we're
would
so used
scare
to like
me.
editing.
No.
Yeah,
or
we're so used to
vlog,
having control like over
Yeah.
the
We
vlog
have
or like whatever.
Zero
Yeah.
control.
So we're gonna do a this or that mom edition.
Yes, just to wrap it up.
All right.
Yeah. Would you rather receive one big gift or go on a trip?
Trip.
A trip?
Yes.
Favorite destination?
I love Turks.
Really? I haven't been. I need to go.
I love it. We've gone like 3 times.
Really?
Now.
You got to tell me where to go then. All the
I'll
places.
send you the itinerary.
Send me the itinerary, please.
This one says, have all your laundry done for a week or a spa day?
I'll take a spa day.
A spa day?
Really? I'm laundry.
No.
It's like, oh, well, good thing we're not asking you, bitch. I'm not even answering all the questions for you.
You should see my laundry room right now. It needs to be done.
Get coffee at your favorite cafe or a cocktail at your favorite bar.
Cocktail all day.
Spend the day in bed or a mani-pedi.
Dang, that's tough. I'll spend the day in bed.
I love a good bed rock.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like mani-pedi, you have to just like, I
Right.
personally,
I
I'm
hate
not,
it.
I don't like the
don't
nail
like
salon.
it.
Yeah, I
Because
know.
I'm just like sitting there like for like 2
Yeah.
hours.
I don't know how you don't take headphones to the nail salon.
I've started. I would just
I
talk
can't
to the
imagine.
lady the whole time.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
would
That's
just
why I'm
yap
like,
for
spend the
2
day in bed.
hours.
I don't want to talk today.
But then they go slower when they're yapping.
exactly.
So it's like, so this one says your kids pick out your outfit or your husband.
My husband, Ryder, would have me looking a hot mess. She'd put me in a crop top and booty shorts.
That's so funny. Be given a personal robot that cooks, or your kids be completely quiet for the day.
Kids, be quiet for the day.
Like,
No fighting,
I'll eat
please.
nothing. I'll eat nothing.
I will
with the
I'll
kids.
starve.
the whole
No.
day.
I'll be on a water
Be
fast that
quiet.
week. Yeah.
Go without coffee for the day, or wear heels for the day.
Go without coffee.
Are you a coffee girl?
I like coffee, but I hate wearing heels.
I know, me too. I wear them.
I wear them, but my baby toe and my big toe be like, bitch, take
I know,
these
my dogs
off.
be barking, I
Yeah.
swear.
This one says get served breakfast in bed or have your kids clean their rooms.
I'll take breakfast in bed. Honestly, I don't trust my kids cleaning their rooms.
Literally, things would go missing. 10 small gifts or go to a nice restaurant.
10 small gifts.
Fave restaurant in LA. Curious.
I don't have one.
Really?
I
What's
feel
your
like
like date night spot you would like recommend?
we go to Thai show.
What's that?
It's like out here in Sherman Oaks.
Oh,
Thai,
the sushi
yeah,
place.
The
We
sushi
went.
place.
Remember
Oh.
Danny's like farewell dinner?
Oh,
went
that
Yeah,
one-
we
that
go
one's good.
there
That's a
for
cute
date
spot.
night. It's cute.
like in the
cute.
valley. You know where Valley
yeah,
girls?
I like
Yeah.
Castellina.
Yeah.
Is there a restaurant you've been going since you're an LA girl? You're like, that is just my place. I've been going there since I was.
I feel like there's restaurants, but it's not like a date night. Like I feel like we grew up going to like Versailles, which is like Cuban
love
food.
Versailles.
Yeah, I love it.
That
The
was
one on
always
Is
biased.
it Ventura or?
There's one in I think there's one in Ventura, but there's also one in LA. We also had like a pastrami shop that was on the corner, but it burned down in the fires in Pasadena.
Oh.
And then I grew up going to like Houston's, but that's in Pasadena too. A lot of restaurants are in Pasadena.
It's like the same as Honor Bar. It's like the same.
Mm.
You know, I heard that's like how they did the same restaurant like all over. So they changed the name like that because I read that if a franchise doesn't have like 10 or more of that name, they don't have to reveal the calories on the menu.
Wait, really?
That's why they
Is that
changed
a
it.
real
That's why
thing?
there's Houston's Honor Bar.
But
all
the
that.
menu's the same
It's the
because the
same
spinach
restaurant.
dip is the same, and the
Yes.
menu like font and everything
Yes,
is the same.
it's the loophole that they do so they don't have to put the calories on the menu.
Oh, I eat it.
Wow.
I
don't
love
really-
it. I know
don't
it's
really
so
care about the
good.
calories.
We'll just go to Gavami, babe.
Right. I'm already telling Zach, save your money for Kavari because I'm going back.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and end the episode here. Is there one thing that you want people to know about you that you think is like misconstrued or like a misconception about you?
I think that a lot of people, the biggest question that we always get asked is, do you work? Yes, I do.
No, it's crazy. It's like people still don't view what we do as work.
No, they don't.
I'll see it in comments for people like, how do they afford that house? How
Yeah.
do they afford that
Yeah.
car? I think they just think we just sit here.
Like this.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
This is
Fix
how
that.
we do, guys. But I think that's always like the biggest misconception is like that we don't work. And just because it doesn't fit into like a 9 to 5 doesn't mean that we don't work.
Yeah.
But I mean, besides that, I feel
What
like
you see is what you get,
yeah,
babe.
I feel like people always they already have their idea of who I am. So
Yeah.
it's a good or bad.
So yeah, guys, we're gonna have all of Cheyenne's links linked down below for y'all. Make sure you guys follow her on Snapchat.
Yes, that's
you-
my favorite.
Yes, you inspired me to get on Snapchat more. 'Cause
Girl.
you kill it.
But
Like,
you were the one who told me
I know.
about it.
I'm the one that connected you to Snapchat, but I'm like, but you kill it. So yeah, I definitely need to like get on there. Make sure you guys tune into Teen Mom. She let us know that she's, like you said,
Yeah.
pregnancy. Congratulations,
so
ladies.
exciting.
I can't wait
Thank
to
you.
see you with all your pregnancy
Yes.
photos. And
Oh
all
my
of that. It's
gosh.
gonna be so cute.
Aw.
But yeah, guys, make sure y'all give us a big thumbs up, rate us on Spotify, rate us on Apple, and we will see you guys for our next episode. Bye, guys.
I love.
Thank you.
Let's get it.